Assalamu alaikum student, this is Javed Iqbal and today we are going to discuss the unit number 9 and unit number 9 and that is Voice in the Dark and this chapter is written by the author W.H. Davies and basically the story is beautifully explained by the author how an individual has a lack of confidence to face his fears. So this means that this story is about a person. This story is about a individual and who has a fear, some sort of fear, and he is unable to face someone and he has a lack of confidence. यानी फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं आपको बताऊं कि जो बंदे जिसके अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता, जिसके अंदर बात करने की भी हिम्मत नहीं होती, सो दिस इज सच काइंड ऑफ स्टोरी दैट ही इज़ ऑलवेज फियरिंग फ्रॉम डिफरेंट थिंग्स एंड दीज फियर्स मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ घूस्ट और एनी अदर सुपर नेचुरल फिनोमिनल. ये फियर्स जो हैं उसके अंदर मे बी किसी घूस्ट की वजह से हैं, किसी भूत प्रेत की वजह से हैं, या दैट इज सम सुपर नेचुरल थिंग एज वेल दैट ही ऑल द टाइम ही इज़ in fear. He also elaborated on how small thing in our lives matter. Okay, he also elaborated, the author elaborated how small things, that the small things have very importance in our life as well, and this small things has a great significance. This small things has a great matter in our life as well. So further, the snow was still deep, and now this chapter starts. Okay, I'm going to start the chapter. The snow was still deep, and the mornings and evenings cold when a week after this we reached Ottawa. Okay, we reach Ottawa. This slow traveling was not at all to my liking, and I often persuaded my companion to make more haste towards Winnipeg. Okay, so obviously we come to know that if we discuss about the weather is this is a cold weather. Okay, this is the time of the season that is a cold. The weather is very cold, and the two persons are talking to each other, and this slow traveling was not at all my liking, and I often persuaded my companion to make more haste towards Winnipeg, and they want to move towards Winnipeg, and the weather is very cold, and they want to move towards that place as well. Okay, coming to next, and this he agreed to do, and so the next morning we jumped a freight train, determined to hold it for the whole day. Unfortunately, it was simply a local train, and being very slow, having to stop on the way at very significant little station. We left it and at a town called Renfrew, intending that night to beat a fast overland passenger train which would convey us 400 to 500 miles before daybreak. Okay, so the next four lines tells us about that they wanted to travel, and they traveled for the whole day, and they traveled in a local train, and as unfortunately the local train was very slow, and they traveled for the whole day, and after traveling for the whole day they left a town called Renfrew, intending that night to beat a fast overland passenger train which would convey 4 to 500 before a daybreak. Obviously they wanted to catch such train that which runs fast, and before the daybreak they wanted to reach to their destination as well. With this object, we sat in the station's waiting room until evening, and then, some 20 minutes before the train became due, we slipped out unobserved and took possession of an empty car stationary some distance away, from which place we would see the train coming and yet be unseen from the station's platform. Okay, so in these four lines, the two persons, they are sitting in the station, and they're sitting at the station and they're waiting for the train as well, and there was too cold outside, and so they decided to join a car, and they decided to sit in the car, and when they were sitting in the car, so they saw the train which were moving towards the platform, and what happened after, so let's read the next paragraph. This train would soon arrive, for passengers were already pacing the platform. The luggage was placed in readiness, and a number of curious people, having nothing else to do, had assembled here to see the coming and going of the train. Okay, so this is basically the setting of the train station, and in the train station, the people are waiting for the train to come, and so they will be expecting that the train will soon arrive for the passenger, and they will be catching the passengers, and in the time the passenger, they will be managing themselves in order to ready themselves for the train as well. Okay, At last we heard its whistle, okay, and looking out, we saw the headlight in the distance drawing nearer and nearer. Okay, now we come to know that the train is moving, and it is coming nearer and nearer, and the weight of the people is soon going to over as well. It steamed into the station without making much noise, for the rails were slippery. Okay, there's still being much ice and snow on the track. Okay, so that is the too much cold. There was too much cold, and that was the to a cold location. Okay, that was the cold area in which the train was coming, and there was snow on the tracks as well. So sometime we saw that when there is snow on the track, so there is a chance of slip, and there can be a slip position as well. So that can be a dangerous situation for them. Come, I said to Jack. Okay, now we are introduced for the first character. The name of the first character is Jack. Okay, come, I said to Jack, there is no time to lose. Okay, and we quickly jumped out of the empty car. Okay, so they were waiting for the train in the car as well, and when the train arrived at the station, so the one person said to Jack that, come, we are losing our time, so we should not waste our time, and they jumped at the from the car as well, and they moved toward the train. Okay, today we are going to wind up our lecture here, and we will be read the remaining chapter in the next class. So in the meanwhile, what you have to do, you have to write the dictation words and word synonyms on your neat copies, and you have to read this paragraph which I have taught you in the today's lecture, in the today's class. And if you have any problem regarding the lesson, students, you can come to the school, you can ask me, and you have any problem, you can come over there. I will be here to help you. Thank you for the lecture. See you in the next class. Thank you. Allah Hafiz, beta.